Hey yo, this is your girl Melanin Audacity, and thank you for tuning in to the Master Elements podcast.
Smash the elements. 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 Smash the elements.
Yeah, and they're also beginning to address the mental damage to us when these things occur.
Yeah.
All the violence against us and what effects it's having. So I'll keep an eye out for some of those reports. But I did see that they're starting to look into the effects of this stuff on the African American community.
Well, we used to they used to talk I forgot which elder it was, but they used to talk about post-traumatic slavery syndrome. I believe one of the elders wrote a book about this many years ago.
Dr. Drew DeGroy, I think she has a book.
Yeah. Yeah. She had a book about that and how it affected us. And I think this murder of George Floyd, back to that video sequence, is in alignment with that, because when the slave masters, they used to break us in front of our families.
Yeah.
Like when this man killed Mr. Floyd, we got to watch him kill him in front of us in that way. So it broke a lot of us. It awakened some of that
Pain.
that pain in us. You know, so a lot of us, we responded immediately with anger and rage.
Yes.
Yes. It's very sad and disheartening to even look at the clips even that they do show that they, because I don't see them showing when he took the last breath, but they'll explain to you when it happened, at what point of the video, and how he relieved himself, and that's how you know that he was gone. So apparently when you pass on, you relieve yourself, I guess, or something.
It was, I mean, like he started begging for his life, and when he started asking for the man, just please, he started begging. Then he started asking. He asked for water. He asked for his mother. When he started asking for his mother, that was about the end of his life.
Wow.
And then you saw it was the sequence of he just started fading out, because you saw his eyes started to shut, and he started.
I saw a meme today that said when he called out for his mother, all mothers were summoned.
Yeah, that was very painful, man. Like, and the guy, the officer, he never let up. That's another thing people don't realize. If you didn't see the whole video, he didn't let up. He didn't pull up off of him. The paramedic showed up, and he still had his knee on that man. That man
didn't hear that. I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch it, but I heard that. Like the 2 whole minutes after he fired.
Yeah, he was dead. He still had his knee on that man. Still had his knee. Like,
and they gotta find some charges. Like, that's the part that got that shit tore up. That's what got it tore up. We walk across the street wrong. Y'all find some charges real quick for us. We get locked up immediately. You understand what I'm saying?
Like a whole block up.
And then yet you gotta find charges for an apparent murder or lynching, if you will, in broad daylight in public while being filmed, and he was looking into the camera.
He was. You could see it, and there was a point where he started adjusting his knee, like the pressure points. Like he started, like he was like, it was like subtle, and then he started pressing in deeper. He started putting more pressure in on him, and he started to adjust himself on him. And once you saw that, you said, okay, this man is this is murder. This is intentionally done, and he put his hand in his pocket. And just to like relax and say, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm gonna get away with it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it was obvious. He was very direct. He showed
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't show any remorse.
No, he didn't. And they're not talking about the story I read that they know each other. They worked at a nightclub for security, and they may not have been best pals, but he knew who he was. It wasn't even like he was a stranger, and that made it even worse. He knew him.
Yeah, I saw some reports that said they know each other. They worked at the same club for like 17 years or something like that.
Yeah, the owner, it was a white lady. She came out and she spoke of it. She said they both worked at her club. She, and they both, they had different shifts, but she said they knew of. She said they knew of each other.
Yeah, I'm sure they worked together at some point. Somebody called out, he came in, or vice versa. He knew who he was.
Yeah, he knew him. He knew him,
and so the fact that he knew him should make it easier for them to get some charges, because he was treating them like a stranger, and you knew this man. Yeah, you knew.
It should be murder one.
I think so, yeah.
Nothing less than that.
I think so.
Yeah, but from what I understand, how that works is the premeditation is what makes murder one.
Yeah,
that was obvious.
And I can understand why everybody's saying it should be murder one, because once he put his knee on the neck for a prolonged period of time,
look at the way that y'all just described it. The way RP just told the story. That means you had time to think about it. You had time to consider what you was doing and stop.
Yeah.
So that's, by definition, that's premeditated.
Right. If I'm on this man's neck and he's begging me, he's begging for his life.
Because people think premeditated means you had to plan this out a couple days in advance, or you woke up this morning with those. Nah, it could be premeditated in the moment. You know what I'm saying? If you had the wherewithal to stop what you was doing and think for a second, but you still chose to keep going, that's premeditated.
Yeah, and I've been watching CNN. They said they didn't really want to take the chance because it's hard to prove what's in somebody's thoughts or their mind. And so they felt like second degree was more obtainable as far as a conviction versus him getting off because of on murder one, because they couldn't prove his intent. So they didn't want to take that chance.
And one of them shit's gonna stick. When it's us, they just throw all the charges that they can at you.
And you're exactly right. And that's why it's the laws that need to change. Absolutely.
And I think the defunding is the way to go. That defunding.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I don't understand what they mean by defunding, because then who gonna pay the police?
I'm with you, because they're not saying what they mean, and
I don't know what that means. I don't know. That don't even sound right. So Minneapolis City Council
announces plans to disband the police out there in Minneapolis after much criticism based off of all the nonsense that's been going up there, from Philando Castile all the way up to George Floyd. So now they're saying that it's time to rethink the way we police in America. It has not worked. None of the reform has worked, and we're going to dismantle, their words, we're going to dismantle the police department. So, but what does that mean? What does that look like? They're not really saying it. They're really speaking very vaguely about what it is that they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying we support this defunding the police and dismantling the police.
What I saw, like they were talking about finding another public safety, template that they can use that's connected to the town or the city. So they're trying to find a way where, they can provide public safety, but just not using the old model of policing, because we understand that origin is from the slave plantation. So it's like we want to do away with that model, but we still want to maintain safety in our community.
Yeah.
But they also said we don't want anyone abusing our people. We don't want any more of those tactics being done. So we have to come together as a committee and create the template together that will work in the city.
Okay.
Right, and I hope they include vast majority of Black Americans, African Americans, Caribbean Americans, and Black interracial Americans, so that everybody's input is considered or integrated into these policies, because when they were created, they did not have us in mind our safety or anything.
Right.
So, like you said, that old mentality has transcended all these years from whenever it was that policing began. Just like the Constitution, just like most of the laws and policies are from the 1800s, and nobody that stuff, all of it, everything needs to be reformed from A to Z. Medicaid, healthcare, education, like all of it needs a serious overhaul, and I'm here for it. If they need some help, look, if you need some suggestions, holla at your girl. I'll be willing to work on any committee. I think, any of us here on this platform will be willing to offer up some suggestions, and then to anybody, these organizations, the government, hit us up. Hit us up.
It's going to be very interesting to see what this looks like. It's going to be very interesting to see what this looks like, going forward, what they're actually going to do. You know what I mean? Right now they talking real big, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's election
year. What they're actually gonna do.
But then it also kind of made me appreciate Biden because he was participating in the civil rights movement, and we know that there are some non-Blacks who also helped in our progress, however small it has been. But without them, I don't even know if we would have gotten as far as we've come. But there's a lot more work to still do. But we have to believe that there are good ones that's on our side as well. And everybody makes mistakes, so we have to give them a shot. I think we should. Yeah, he made a mistake last week, but I really felt like I knew what he meant. I do. I felt like I understood what he meant. Y'all don't agree? Okay, well, listen, look. Let's get to it. Look, y'all gave me the thumbs down. Don't be thumbs down at me. Okay, let's talk about it. Why don't you think Biden should have a chance? Or,
Joe Biden is a white supremacist on paper. Joe Biden is not a white supremacist just in rhetoric or theory. This man has created laws and policies specifically to target the Black community. There's a lot of racists that marched with Dr. King and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them that was out there, because white supremacy, they always take both sides of any argument. You know what I'm saying? That's how you guarantee yourself a win. You know what I'm saying? You take both sides. So you got your liberals, you got your conservatives. They all practicing white supremacy in their own way. You know what I mean?
Right. They all active.
But Joe Biden is just an old school racist, man. He gotta go.
He can't be trusted. None of his words mean anything, And
is that just because of what he said to Charlemagne?
No. This is because he created the crime bill.
Yeah, that crime bill.
Hey. Here's our guest, Miss Valerie Rudolph from Charlotte, North Carolina, joining the crew tonight.
Welcome.
Hi, Valerie.
Welcome. Hit your microphone.
You gotta turn your microphone on.
There you go.
No, it shows that it's still.
My mic is still off.
Okay, there it is. Hello, Valerie. Hi, welcome to the Master Elements podcast.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're good. You're joining in on our conversation about Joe Biden, and I've been outnumbered in my position regarding Joe Biden, where I felt like, we ought to give him a chance because of his work with the civil rights movement. And my co-host, Sincere and RP, they disagree with me on that. And Sincere feels that he's a white supremacist who takes both sides. And RP was just about to get into why he disagreed with me.
Well, let me just say this. We shouldn't vote for somebody because of what they did back in the days, of what they did in the civil rights movement, or whatever the case may be. We're supposed to be voting for somebody who is going to carry out our agenda. We're supposed to be voting for somebody who is offering us something in exchange for our vote. He's not offering us anything.
And no, let me clarify as well. I agree with that 100%. But of the two that we have at this late stage of the game, I don't even know if it's possible for another candidate to enter. I am going to learn the process, but right now I don't know it. So of the two evils between Biden and Trump, I mean, I'm going to have to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm never going to vote for Trump. And we have to vote.
I'm going to let it go around. But I'm going to come to that.
Okay. So RP, why you disagree? And then we'll see what Valerie
basically what Sincere said, that, you know, when I listened to him as far as, you know, what he was saying, you know, he was going to run his campaign on, there were no real tangibles in terms of what he was offering us, you know, what he was offering the black community. One thing that stood out to me was when they asked him about the subject of reparations. He went around reparations and said, hey, you know, no reparations, but, you know, maybe we could do a couple of, you know, discounts on education, or maybe we could do some community outreach programs. It's like he didn't have any clear agenda for how he was going to help us in what we looking for, and what, you know, he wants our vote. He's demanding our vote, but he has no he's not offering us any tangibles.
If I remember correctly, when they asked him that question about reparations, he started talking about immigration. He completely ignored the question about reparations and just changed the whole subject, if I remember correctly.
While you guys are talking, I'm trying to pull up some information specifically about Joe Biden's presidential campaign and what he's saying about what he's going to do for the African American community. But Valerie, let's hear from you. What do you think?
I really personally feel that he has nothing to offer us. And I personally probably won't vote for him. That's just real talk. I don't think he represents us in any way to make us better as a people. So, and I'm really not trying to say that I'm not going to vote. Like, I really don't want to say that and put that out there. But really, for the options that we have, I don't think we really have any. So that's just where I'm at.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying, that between the two evils, the lesser of the two, we need to exercise our right to vote, and I would have to vote for him. But did you want to go into coming back to what you wanted to say before I read what he has on his website?
Yeah, because I wanted to comment on the two evils thing. A couple things I want to say about that. First, a righteous person doesn't decide between two evils. He doesn't pick evil at all. And secondly, there's nothing wrong with holding on to your vote. Holding on to your vote is exercising your vote as well. Giving your vote away for nothing is useless, and it actually works against you. When you but withdrawing your vote is making a statement as well. When they see a critical mass of people not participating in the voting process, that's a shock to the system that something is wrong, that it's not working the way it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? And that they have to make some adjustments. That's the only way we're going to get them to a position where they're ready to acquiesce to a black agenda. Right now, they feel like they don't have to.
Right.
You're supposed to vote for them.
I agree. Yes, I agree. But how do you withdraw your vote? And this is what I'm afraid of. because I think the same thing happened with Hillary Clinton. People felt like, you wasn't, not really, and we thought, and she was a shoo-in technically, but through the what was that called? The electoral vote college or whatever, that electoral college or whatever. That was how Donald Trump won. And then it turns out that so many people just did not vote because they did. And then we ended up with Donald Trump. And that's I mean, going forward after this, absolutely what you're saying as far as making sure these candidates are having our
okay, let me ask you a question though. In your opinion, why would you say that Joe Biden is the lesser of the two evils out of him and Donald Trump? What makes him the lesser of the two evils?
I have no information regarding any racist behavior from Biden. And the fact that Obama selected him to be vice president, he must have some type of trust in what he believes in the Black community. So I'm kind of going to give him the benefit of the doubt based on the Obama backing as well, because I kind of hold Obama to a high regard, and we all enjoyed his presidency, and so hopefully some of that rubbed off on Biden. So Donald Trump is a flat out racist. I feel that he should be having some paperwork drawn to get him fired just based on if they're looting, start shooting. I think that's a immediate dismissal for him. I don't know what we need to I don't know how we need to change the law that protects the president to say, except if you do this, except if you incite danger or say to kill a certain group of people because of something you don't like, you got to go. Like that should have, and it may be in there some kind of way because they don't want one person to have all that power. But because he works or has these imbeciles that work under him that don't have no balls to say anything about what are you doing? This is not right, XYZ, I'm out of here. He'll fire them and things of that nature. But he absolutely cannot be the president for another 4 years. Or we may not all survive, period, because it's going to go down really bad. So if not for that alone, I'll vote for Biden. Is he without fault? Of course, we all are. But we have to give people a chance or opportunity to help us if they claim that, but then also hold them accountable when they don't. If he don't, then we're going to start burning some more shit down. That's it. But we can't let Trump win again. We can't afford it.
I think
with Trump, with Trump, with somebody like him, he's got that alpha energy. He's got that, I don't care, I'm rich, I'm an alpha. And like you said, he's surrounded by weak people, right? So all those cats around him, they just go along, right? He's rebellious, he don't care, he say whatever. If whoever's gonna go against him, they gotta match that alpha energy. They gotta be fearless, they gotta talk to him, they gotta smash him, and they gotta come with the fire. And I don't think Biden got that. He don't come with the fire.
That's right. But there's nobody there. There's nobody there. We should try to convince Andrew Cuomo.
Right. Cuomo, you know what I mean?
He's the only one that's real, and he's standing up to everything through this COVID situation. Nobody else ain't saying nothing.
Yep,
just kind of going with the programs.
Yeah, he told Trump, he was like, I'm not kissing the ring. He told him, he said, I'm not kissing your ring, period.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But unfortunately, he said he will never run for president.
Yeah. He was like, you ain't no king. That's who he moves.
Cuomo gonna bust his ass if he catches. That's how I was feeling about Cuomo during the whole COVID thing. Every day he be going off.
Yeah, he be going in. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person Donald Trump need to race against.
Somebody who's gonna straight punch him in his mouth.
Yep.
Man, you would hear everybody in the whole country laughing if he bust him in his mouth. I'm telling you.
Imagine them debating. That debate would be crazy.
Yes, he don't want it. He don't want none of that smoke, as those kids say. You don't want none of this smoke.
Hell no. Hell no.
Smash the elements.